Hey guys, Andy here, and today we are doing my February update to my Beauty A to Z project pan. If you would like to hear all about what items I have in this project, more about what it is, if you don't know anything about it, then just stay tuned. If you do like what is on my face today, it's using most of the Beauty A to Z products actually, so we can talk about that. But everything that I'm wearing and all of my socials where you can find me doing my makeup will be listed in the description box, as well as any other pertinent information. And if you like beauty unboxings with a little bit of horror sprinkled in, then please consider subscribing, as I would love to have you here. And let's just go ahead and get on into this update. It is about a week late, because there's so many updates that have to update on the first. But let's just go ahead and get on into it. So, we have the Beauty A to Z project pan. So if you don't know, this is a Fantastic Ladies collab. I will leave their Facebook link down below. And this is just a project pan where you pick a product that starts with a letter corresponding to each letter of the alphabet. So I have all of my products beside me here, and I have my piece of paper because not everything for me is a finish goal. A lot of these are actually a 23 use goal. I chose that number since this year is 2023, which seems like a lofty goal. I figured it wouldn't be too bad considering, I have the whole year, because this doesn't end until the 31st of December, but that might have been a little lofty, but we're going to start with the top of the alphabet and work our way down. So my first product is my Aesthetica loose setting powder. I've been using this every day as my setting powder. I don't love this powder. I would not repurchase it, and I did have a marking on here to show you guys the progress, but this thing is such a mess that I am not going to turn it over to show you how much progress we have made. So if that bothers you, I am so sorry for this product. But I have been using it every day. I just had to shake powder back up into the top of it for the first time. So there's that. I don't use a whole lot of it. I use a powder puff for where I place concealer, and then I just use my gigantic powder brush to lightly dust it on the rest of my face. I'm pretty sure that this is going to take the entire year to go through, because this has, are you going to tell me? Yeah, 0.20 grams of powder. This is a gigantic loose setting powder, and even though I use powder every time I do my makeup because I have oily skin, I still feel like this is going to take forever. And I did put this as a finish goal. So, might have been a little lofty, but it's the only powder that I am going to use until it's gone. So, that is our first product. On the bright side, the next product was our Bear With Me concealer from NYX. I did have a finishing goal, and we finished it. We have our first roll out, which makes me super happy. I did not realize that this concealer only had a 6-month shelf life, which is why I rolled this into this project, because I wanted to finish it. This is where we were when I rolled it in January 1st, and I used it up. How I used it up so quickly is I was using this as a foundation, because I have it in the shade Vanilla, and it was not a brightening shade, which is what I like my concealers to be. This was my skin tone. So it honestly worked better as a foundation for me anyway. So that's just how I used it up so quickly. If I had used it as a concealer, this probably would have taken me months and months and months. But as a foundation, I used it up super quickly, and I enjoyed it as a foundation. So I'm very happy that this is an empty. We can roll this guy out. That's gonna go over there. And yeah, we did a couple things. The month is not a loss, but for letter C, we have my Conceal and Glow foundation from Makeup Revolution. My goal is to use this 23 times, as this is a brand new foundation. I swatched it for the very first time for you guys. I have not used this once yet because, as I said, I was using that NYX concealer as a foundation, so I don't think it'll be hard in the year to get 23 uses on this, so I'm not too worried about it, but I did not get any uses on it in the month of January, but I'm hoping in February to get some use. I do really want to see how this compares to the Conceal and Hydrate, which I loved from Makeup Revolution, but I'm excited. I have this in the shade F2, if you're wondering, which was my shade in the Conceal and Hydrate foundation, so yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes for me. For the letter D, we have, where is it? This is the Desert Sunset Pigment from Naked Cosmetics, and this has a 23 use goal, and I used this one time in January. I will go ahead and give this a little swatch for you guys. I'm not going to swatch everything, but in case you did not watch the January video, that is what it looks like. This is a gorgeous shade. I used it as an inner corner highlight, and it was beautiful. And this is where I don't know if I was a little too lofty, because all the single shadows that I pulled in, I put a 23 use goal on, and now just looking at the progress that I made over the month on my single shadows, I just don't know if that was too big of like a goal. But for now, we're going to stick with the 23 use goal. Again, this is my project. I can always change it at a later date. It's only February. So I'm trying not to doubt myself too much. I've made really good progress and I'm happy with what I've done. So we're just going to keep it moving. I have my e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter. This is in the shade Cloud. And let's see. We can't really make a new line marking, but to be honest, I use so little of this when I put it on the face. It's what I'm wearing underneath my powder highlight today. I have used this 5 times in the last month. I have a 23 use goal on this, so I mean, I've gotten some good use on it. I'm pretty excited to continue using it. I think it's gorgeous. I wish e.l.f. would come out with more jelly highlighters. I've had that thing for a while, and I enjoy it a lot. Next, we have my Fenty Beauty Match Stick, and this is in the shade Amber. My goal is to finish it, and this is all we have left. I have used this every day as my contour. It's what I have on today. I'm thinking 3 months of everyday use. It'll take me to use that up, so I'm not too worried about it. Next, we have my Lustrous Dust from Pretties for Your Face. This is a 23 use goal, and I used this twice. It's like an icy lavender shade. I love this. It is so gorgeous as an inner corner highlight. I can use it as a highlight on the face, which I haven't done yet, but it's beautiful. I love, if you have not checked out Pretties for Your Face, I highly, highly, highly recommend. Discount codes, all of that, because I love them. I bought this with my own money, in case you're wondering, but all the pertinent information will be in the description box. But I love that thing so much. H is the Halo Glow Liquid Highlighter from JCat Beauty. See, I could make a new line marking. It's just like, so here was our old line marking. It's literally just a little bit below it. I used this 4 times in the month of January, so my goal is 23 uses on this as well. I basically go back and forth on which liquid highlighter I'm using. So, and I like them both. I think I prefer the texture of the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter. This one's a little bit thicker, but this one you can still buy. You can get this on Ulta's website, whereas e.l.f., I don't think they sell a jelly highlighter anymore. And this comes in like 5 different shades, and JCat Beauty is so cheap that like I highly recommend this. Very nice. I do love it. And it's a better, like, because it's got the pipette dropper, so it's just easier to apply. So 4 uses on that. Next, for letter I have my Icebreaker eyeliner from ColourPop. We have a 23 use goal on this guy, and I used it twice. Oh, my Lanta, do not break. we are not going to roll that up anymore all the way. Because if you guys just saw that, that about broke completely off. And we are not, will it still swatch? It will still swatch, but it wants to fall out now. So we will no longer be rolling that all the way up. That is spooky. That's the color. It's a minty green. But I've gotten 2 uses on this. It's nice. I like the ColourPop creme gel liners. They're nice. Mint isn't my favorite if you know me, but I've actually really liked that in the waterline. So I'm hoping I can get 23 uses before it like breaks off and dies now, but we will see. For J, we have another product from JCat, and this is the Mood Flick Balm in the shade Mood Swings. And I got 1 use on this. I've been really trying to finish up my gloss, which is in like, it's 2 more products. We'll get to the gloss, but it's a very similar color. The gloss is what I'm wearing today. So as soon as I'm done with using up my gloss, this is what I'll be using when I want just a sheer wash of tint. So I'm not too worried. I only have a 23 use goal on this guy, so love that. For K, move some products. We have the Milani Sun-Kissed Glow Cream Palette. It has 3 shades, and I have a 23 use goal on the palette as a whole. And I've used the whole palette 5 times. I really like this formula. I love mixing the shades together, but I think my favorite shade is the brightest middle shade. But I've been really enjoying this palette, so we have 5 uses on that. The letter L is my Living For It Morphe and J-Star Gloss. I'm trying to get these used up and out of my collection, and my goal is to finish this. The stopper was already out of it when it was out of my collection. As you can see, I just took my spatula to it today because there was some product collecting at the bottom that the doe foot couldn't reach. So I have gotten all of that product up here at the top. I think I have 1 more use of this gloss. And I could reapply it a little bit. But I think I have 1 more full use of this gloss, and then this one is an empty. Because I have scraped all of the product out of it that my spatula could get, and got it all up at the top where the doe foot can reach, and this thing is empty. So I have 1 more use on this, and this is an empty. So I'm very excited to roll this out soon. For the M, we have another finished product. We have my Milani Gold Setting Spray. I finished this on the 30th of January. I did have it in a different sprayer because my sprayer broke, but I used up the setting spray completely. And if you wanted to know, I finished off the Bear With Me Concealer January 31st because I'm trying to write down the dates that I finished products, but I love this gold setting spray. It didn't leave giant gold glitter on the face, so it was really nice. Next, we have my Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo. I have a 23 use goal on the duo itself, and I've used it 3 times. So there's that. For the letter O, I have my Ofra highlight in the shade Glazed Donut. I've used this 4 times, and this is a 23 use goal. My Profusion Sunlit Glitter single, which I love so very much. This is a 23 use goal, and I've used this 2 times. My Queen Cosmetics Gloss in the shade Electric. I have a 23 use goal on this, and I've used this twice. For days when a pink gloss just wouldn't really go with the look. For R, originally, I had my Rimmel London foundation, and my goal was to finish this. But I put this on my skin one day, and it is expired. Like, I've had this for a while, so it was a gamble when I was putting this as my oldest foundation anyway. But it smells off. The texture isn't really off because it's a mousse foundation anyway. But, like, it smells bad. It broke me out. The texture's bad. It's oxidized. Like, this is just, it's bad. So I am throwing this away. It is decluttered, going in the garbage. But I did roll in a new product for the letter R, and this is the Rose and Play shade of blush from NYX, which my goal is 23 uses on this blush, and I've used it 6 times, so been using that. So for S, I have my Shiseido Synchro Skin Foundation in the shade Opal, which is what is on my face today, because my goal is to finish this foundation, because this is my second oldest foundation. So there wasn't really a way to mark this, and I don't know how much is in here, and really. So I've used it once. I'm not going to be counting how many uses, but this still feels pretty heavy. It is glass packaging, so it's going to stay heavy, but yeah, today was my first use on it. It still feels and smells fine. It still looks fine. I will update if I need to declutter it, but as of right now, that is still on the project, and we're going to roll with it. For the letter T, I have my The Balm Highlight in the shade Electric. I have a 23 use goal on this, and I've used this one 6 times. I've actually been really enjoying it. This is on my face today. For U, I have my Uoma primer. My goal is to finish this. I think I've used this once or twice because I'm trying to finish off some mini primers currently, but I'm not worried about finishing this because I wear primer every day, so I'm not too worried about it. And then for V, my viseart bronzer. My goal is 23 uses on this, and I have used this guy 11 times. So every time I wear a bronzer, it is this bronzer. For W, it's my Wet n Wild Let's Get Smashed blush. I have a 23 use goal on this, which this is on my face today, and I've used this 3 times. For X, I have my Galaxy. There's an X in it. It was very hard to find an X. But this is an e.l.f. liquid shadow. I've used this once, and this was gorgeous on the eyes. For Y, I have my S&B Beauty Yellow Brick Road combo. One's a pigment and one's a glitter, but they're both in the shade Yellow Brick Road. So I have a 23 use goal for the combo, whichever I choose to use. And today I do have the pigment in the center of my eye look. So today was my first use on this. Yeah, it went with the look. So hopefully we can get it going on my single shadows. And then for Z, I have my Hemp's Body Butter, and my goal is to finish this, and I've been using this quite a bit. I would say we're probably about 3/4 of the way full. I've been using this a lot, but I do really enjoy this. And yeah, that is my update. We finished off a few things organically, and I'm really happy about that, and I think we've made some good progress for my first month on some other things. So I'm pretty excited. Let me know down below if you're also participating in this project, what you've used, if you have any tips, tricks, anything in the comments down below. I would love to hear it from you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.